Hello and welcome to the Threes Company channel. I'm Joseph, back here playing to the Harad cycle with the Mumakil. This is a fun quest. One of the I could say less challenging ones really, but it can still get you a lot of variability in this quest for trying to catch a wild Mumak to ride it across the sands of Harad. Every time you're going to work Mumaks into the deck, and have to find one, and then have to damage it enough to trap it. You have to use a random trap here, which makes it interesting. You can get stuck with facing more Mumaks than you want, which is kind of scary. I'm using this Rohan's Royal Line deck that I started the cycle with, and I continue with this unchanged. A lot of Rohan stuff, Thingol, Haradrim, Theoden. I'm really enjoying this Rohan deck. Here we go. I'm going to set up my hand here. I have these three heroes. Quest threat level 31. Shuffle my deck. Draw 6. I like what I'm seeing so far. Right, only one ally. That's not very good, but I do have Horn and a good ally. And a Hogwark. I can't get this guy in Horn out right away, but I think I could get out Gambling and have Testicle available for the first turn. That seems pretty good. I'm going to keep it. Go to full screen here. It's not great with only one ally, but everything else is good. I got a sneak attack if I draw a Gandalf. Okay, we'll just stick with it. Welcome to the jungle. After seeing his village destroyed by Sauron's orcs, Khalil has decided to travel north with you to Gondor, but it is a long road and you'll need mounts to ride, so your Haradrim allies have led you into the great jungle of Harad in search of the mighty Mumakil. Set each copy of Wild Mumak and each capture objective aside at a plate. Each player adds one different location to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. I chose the Mumak Trail. Probably don't need to, but it's a nice way to pull the Mumak out if you're having a hard time finding it and it's low threat. Gonna shuffle the encounter deck. And then we're ready to play. I need to flip this. The jungle is full of danger. The Haradrim warn you to stay alert, lest the hunters become the hunted. And this is important. After the active location leaves play, as an explored location, shuffle one set aside Wild Mumak into the encounter deck. Players cannot advance unless the number of Wild Mumak in the play is equal to the number of players. You could be pedantic about this and say you can't advance if you have 2 Mumak in the staging area or in play, which means you could never win if you get 2 Mumak in play. But we're going to say it means equal to or more than for a solo game. Alright. Oh, nice. There is another ally. I like that. But I think I'm going to start with Gambling anyway. So he costs 2 because of Theoden's ability. And then I'm going to put Hauberk of Mail on Thingol right away. So he has 4 defense, which is pretty solid. Defense will be a challenge later in the game. I hope I get Arwen to boost him up to 5. Okay. We only have 2 threat in the staging area. Now the question is, do I send Thingol on the quest? He's my main willpower, but also my main defender. I don't have Snowmane out yet. In quest for 4 without him. I think that's what I'll do. And I get a resource, which I'll put on Theoden, so I have Testicle ready if I need it. Shuffle that counter deck one more time, and review. Territorial Ape. A lot of interesting enemies in this deck, very non-standard for Lord of the Rings. Territorial Ape gets plus X threat and attack, where X is the threat of the active location. So he is just 2 right now. That means I break even on the quest. That's fine. Now I guess I'll engage him and not travel yet. So I can use that travel effect later. That's kind of sketchy. But then I'll be stronger next turn. He'll only attack him for 2 right now. Defend. Oh, discard a random card from your hand, assign X damage. X is the discarded card's cost. I don't want to discard any of these cards right now. Not at all. Choose random. Okay, Astonishing Speed is a bit in-game card, but it's also a lot of damage. Don't like it. Okay, that's the end of the first round. Draw a Deeping Bowman. I like that. I'll place this on Theodred for 1 resource. And shall I... Ooh, I can play both of these. Deeping Bowman for 1, and then a Rittermark's Finest for 2. Good swarm in play already. Make sure to discard one of these for their effect so I can trigger Thingol and the Horn and get this train rolling. If I save 4 attack, I could kill him, but to save 4 attack, I'm not going to have a lot left. I defend with Thingol, and I use Gambling to pull somebody back into play. Let me say, oh, they can quest with Theodred. I'm going to quest with those guys. Okay, break even on the quest. That's fine. I get a resource also. I'll travel. Well, if I travel, then he goes up, but that's okay, I think. Oh, I could use this to dump. Okay. Progress there. Yeah, let's just do that. I'm going to exhaust and discard the Rittermark's Finest to place 2 progress at any location. Instead of discarding him, I'm going to pull him back to my hand. When I do that, I'm going to exhaust Horn of the Mark, draw a card, and I'm going to use Thingol's ability. After ally is discarded from play, that ally's owner searches the top 5 cards of their deck for an ally that shares a trait with the discarded ally, puts it into play exhausted, and shuffles their deck. So I'm looking at 5 cards. Ooh, nice. Hama and Elfhelm are both great plays here. There's more Hamas in the deck, and he's cost less. But he's awful nice for defense. But I'm going to take Elfhelm, because he's out of sphere. If I draw him, I can't really use it very well. So this is a great way to get him into play. Should do that after I do this, but he's... I'm going to trigger this Rittermark's Finest again to knock this out, so I'm not going to travel. Good. No shadow effect, no damage. Okay. Successfully puttering so far. Oop, sneak attack in. Oh, I like that. I'm going to do this right away. Place that for 1. Exhaust. Put 2. Delete. This says, after active location leaves play, shuffle the Mumak in. So this isn't going to trigger it. I'm going to go ahead and pull him back. And then I'll do my whole little thing again. Horn of the Mark. Draw a card. Thingol. Get a free ally if I can draw one. Okay, Theodwin is a good pull here. Willpower early, and after she enters play, either draw a card or add a resource to a noble hero's pool. I want resources, so I'm going to take that. Oops, did I do the wrong? Oh yeah, I pulled it back. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put him into play 2 for him. All right. Now, if I wanted to kill this guy, I need 6 attack. It's quite a bit. If I quest with him, and him, that's only 3. And it still doesn't leave me 6 attack up. Oh, sneak attack and Gandalf. I reveal Overgrown. Attached to the highest threat location in the staging area. It gets +1 threat and immune to player card effects. And search. That's jungle. been really making it even every time. I'll just don't want to travel there because it's going to boost him and I want to kill him this turn. So I'm not going to travel at all. Just keep puttering. Defend. Oh, stampeding Oliphant again. No. And then I'm going to sneak attack. Gandalf into play. And draw 4 cards, or 3 cards. Oh, nice small one. And then use Gandalf and Elfhelm, total of 6 attack, to kill the territorial ape. Gandalf goes back into hand at the end of the combat phase, and I've successfully done nothing but built a nice little army. Alright, got Aemond, Guthwine, Squire of the Mark. I'm going to put Squire of the Mark in for free with Theoden's ability. Then I'm going to use Morwen's action, put her into play from your hand, then discard a Rohan or Gondor ally you control. And I just can't abide actually throwing them away, so I'm going to pull her back to hand, use the Horn of the Mark to draw a card, and use Thingol to play a free ally. And I'm going to get the Deeping Bowman. Probably should get him, but I'm not ready to start that cycle yet. Right, now I have threat reduction or healing, both of them. Tough for Rohan to do usually. Gonna put this guy into play. Full cost. I can start on there if I want to, need to. And put her back into play for 1 quest. 1, 2, 3. Give a resource to him. 4, 5, 6, 7. Up by 2. Reveal. Biting insects. Discards a random card from hand and assigns X damage. I don't like that. Please don't be Gandalf. Or I could cancel it. I could take the damage. I just don't want to. Lost my test. Well, I saved $1. Put 1 damage on the food. I finally got 2 progress. Let's be brave and actually travel. Go into the dense jungle. Okay. And return. All right. Let's put him into play for 2. Good option for ready later. And let's, since I test willing more, we'll put unexpected courage on him so he can quest and defend. And we'll put Guthwine on Theoden so he can attack. Okay. Quest, resource, quest. Up by 6, reveal Giant Centipede. After you damage a character, treat that character's text box as it was blank until the end of the round. Okay, got 3 progress. That kills the dense jungle. And then this finally triggers. I put a Mumak into the encounter deck. Shuffle. Done. Okay. I could pull the Mumak out by clearing this location. That would get me moving pretty quick. Probably could, but I want my allies. But let's just do it because this is raise your threat by 1. Take the Giant Centipede. 3 attack. Ready with unexpected courage. Defend. Makes additional attack after this one. Okay, rude. We can take it. It's gonna blank Elfhelm. Elfhelm's defending for 2. Oh, there's our Mumak. Okay, so the Mumak trail can pull it out of the discard, so that's nice. Takes damage. And then, what do I want to do here? Oh, I should have used this. Just ready a hero. That's okay, I can heal them later. I'm just gonna use a Deeping Bowman, bring it back to hand with Gambling to take his defense down to 0. It's not really helpful, but I get to draw a card, and I get to maybe find a free ally. So we're gonna do it. Oh yeah, Hama. We want that before we have to start defending Mumax. And then he takes 3 to kill. Theoden can kill him for 5. I don't think I have any in my discard. Okay, he's dead. And then after, I'm going to lower my threat by 2 with Morwen. After a Rohan or Gondor ally leaves play, exhaust her to either heal 2 damage or reduce your threat by 1. Not 2, 1. 35. Alright. Riding to a lot of willpower now. Okay, let's put out another Bowman for 1 leadership. Let's put out another Unexpected Courage on Thengel. Call that good. We got a Sneak Attack Gandalf. Quest. Put the resource on Theodred. Quest. Up by 10. Reveal a forest clearing. Well, I don't think I did the ability on that last forest clearing. Dense jungle. I didn't. Forced. When it's explored, discard the top card of the counter deck if that card's location added to the late staging area. Okay, so it would have been the shadow card, but that's under the bridge, so we're just going to reveal a card now and see what it was. It's not. Out of order, obviously, but try to fix it. 7 progress, 3 here, and 4 here. The forced goes off here. Shuffle a Mumak into the encounter deck. And then we can do the response. After at least play as an explored location, search the encounter and discard pile for a Mumak and add it to the staging area, shuffle the encounter deck. Do we want to do that? I think we do. We need to start working on this Mumak here. We know it's in the discard pile. There's one in the encounter deck. Actually, let's just take the one out of the encounter deck. Then we aren't risking taking a second one. We just shuffled him in. There he is. And this all goes away. All right, we will travel here, I think. No, why don't we do this? Exhausted and put 2 progress on the location. We can just knock it out. Oh, we'll need to do the forced effect, which I may have forgot on the early card I did too, but cheat. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'll do my whole thingamabob here, gambling, back to hand. Horn of the Mark, draw a card. Thingel, look at the top 5. Nice. I have the 2 big guys, so I take the defender, I guess. That gets rid of that. And then the forced effect goes off when it's explored. Discard the top card on the counter deck. If it's an enemy out of the stage, it's a location, so we're going to discard it. Alright, what is this? Mumak. Indestructible. Immune to player card effects. Cannot take more than 3 damage each round. At the end of the round, the engaged player must choose. Either return him to the staging area, or it makes an immediate attack. Okay, so he keeps going back and forth, giving us 3 threat there. So we can engage him and hit him. Well, I'm going to do that. I could use Thingel, but if he got a +2, he would die. So I'm actually going to use Hama. to defend with. Discard a random card from your hand. Not Gandalf. A Horsebreaker. Okay. And I'll use, let's see. Yeah, I'll use his, well, it doesn't really matter. He's just going to die. And then I can pull him back later. I've already used gambling for the turn. That's fine. Could jump block with somebody better, but still. I'll use Morrowind to lower my threat by 1-2 from previously. And then I'll do 5 attack. 6, 7. That'll put 3 on him. Then in the round, he's going to go back to the staging area. New turn. Alright, what am I going to play now? Let's do this guy again. And my third bowman. And then quest, we just need a lot of willpower down. I like these bowmen. You can quest with them and they can still do something. Alright, making 8 progress. I reveal... Oh no, I don't like this one. Terrible Fever. Remove a hero from the quest and attach Terrible Fever to that hero. At the end of the round, deal 1 damage to the attached character. I'm really glad I have Morrowind. Put it on him. And then I'm going to discard him to ready, bring it back to hand, exhaust her to heal 2. And do the card, and do the Thangle. Hey, another homo. Perfect. Okay, who do we want to sacrifice to the Mumak today? Oh. 8 progress. So that'll put us over. I got distracted some there. Oh yeah, encounter card. I dealt with it, then I healed him. It's all good. Okay, go to the next stage. Starting with the first player, each player attaches 1 random set-aside capture objective to a wild Mumak in play. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Starting at the top. I'm going to use the random number. Random number 4. It gives me 2. I'm going to use the second one, Poisoned Spear. After a player's quest successfully, the player engaged with the attached enemy discards the top card of the counter deck. If the discarded card's threat is equal or greater than the attached enemy's remaining hit points, add Poison Sphere and attach enemy to the victory display. So we need to, each one of these kind of has a different way of catching your Mumak. This one, I guess we're putting him to sleep with a little poison, temporarily asleep. So I need to keep him engaged, which means I have to defend against him twice per turn. Capture the Oliphants. At the beginning of the quest phase, if there is no active location, reveal additional encounter card this phase. This can power up the apes and stuff. And help you find several more Mumaks. The stage can't be defeated while there are any captive objectives in play. If the player defeats the stage to win the game. So I need to get him down to as few hit points as possible. And then when I quest, if I get an enemy or a location, I can potentially win. So that was the quest phase. I am going to engage him again. Just going to chump block this time. The chumpiest of chumps ever. And just kills her. And then I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Again doing maximum of 3 damage. Now I could stay engaged with it and try to, well, I guess I have to get 8. So I'm going to put him back this time. Fever, puts 1 on Theodred. Oh, finally got Snowmane. I'll play that. I'll play the Vertimark's Finest and a Horsebreaker. And I'll defend with AoE this time. Just ready, everybody. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's good enough. Okay, overgrown. That's not going to do anything because there's no locations. Okay, and there's no active locations. I have to reveal another card. Surge. Snaky. Wow. Quest for 12. About 2 progress. Don't like that. I'm going to risk this. Rittermark's Finest. Bring him back to hand. Do all the tricks to put 2 progress on it. I know I have to do the forced effect, but I want to do the fun stuff first. Kaor comes into play exhausted. I draw a card. And I heal up to 2 off Theodred. If it's explored, discard the top card of the counter deck. If it's enemy out of the staging area, it is not an enemy. That way I get 5 progress instead of 2. We'll go ahead and travel here. Then let's take both of these. The Wild Mumak and the Strangling Python. You ready some questions successfully. Ready here. After you damage the character, attach as a condition. Cannot ready. Let's see if we can. Deeping Defender. Haha, didn't damage me. And then I don't really need to use that. Let's just throw a Gandalf in. Draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. And defend with him. Gets +1 attack. It does not destroy a character. Nice. This is a really good time to not jump block. If I had return the attack at the end of the staging area, which would eliminate my chance of winning. So it gives us 3 damage. And then what do I need here? I need 6 to put damage. Enough damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No remaining hit points. That's good. And then Theoden can kill the snake outright. Pulling. Let's do the squire. I already have a squire. Okay, and then this guy has a forced into the round. The engaged player must choose. Return Mumak to the staging area, makes immediate attack. This guy has a response. No, at a passive. That's going to happen first. Rats. I was hoping I could squeeze in the defense out of Gandalf. Ready? Gandalf. Oh, that's at the end of this hand. Yeah. Alright, I got to defend here. I'm going to use Hama. +1 or +1. So 7. He's going to die. It's okay. Just hoping to save him, but nope. He gets a damage. Alright, now the spear says after players quest successfully, I can add him to victory. So I quest successfully and get 3 progress on here. I'll win the game. Just get some willpower out. Not using her effect. And quest. 15 progress. Putting resource there. I have an active location, so I don't need to do a second one. Each location gets +1 threat. I'm glad I didn't get this earlier. It can become a problem. When it becomes active location, search for a territorial 8 and put it into play engage. So I'll do that. We get 15 progress. 1, 2, 13 here. And forced. On this first. Is it an enemy? It is. Stage 9. And then the forced response here. After request successfully, discard the top card. Then if it has any threat, I win. It has 3 threat. Then I add these guys to the victor display. And I have the 8 progress. And there are no captive objectives in play. So I win. That wasn't too hard. There's some treacheries that could have made it more difficult. It would have been bad if this terrible fever had come up and I didn't have Morwen in play. It would have been unpleasant if I got more than 1 Mumak in play and I was at 40 or more. These side quests can mess you up. And there's one. This Savage South. Each player discards the top 5 of his deck. Each player discards each of the cards he controls that shares a title with any of the 5 cards he just discarded. That could be nasty. It can hit your hand and your play area. So I'm glad that didn't come up. Alright, I have my Mumak and I'm ready to race across Harad. I have done a couple test games with this deck against that particularly challenging quest and had some success and some failures, so it'll be interesting to record that. Hope you enjoyed this playthrough with Rohan's Royal Line against the Mumakil. Fun quest. It's not too difficult. Fun to test against. Fun to just explore decks with. I'm happy to say this one worked pretty well against it. Sorry for the mistake or two I made with the locations early on. But I don't think it would have made a huge difference. Could have, of course, but such is the nature of the game. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back when I can with the next quest.